know, my name is Erin. I'm 24 years old, and I am the youngest member of the Board of Education. I am also a proud product of the New Britain public school system. Our school district has many success stories, and I like to consider myself one of them, and that's a direct reflection of my teachers, classmates, and coaches who pushed me to excel every step of the way. After graduating, I wanted to find ways to give back and show my gratitude. I volunteered as an assistant coach for the Lady King softball team and as a coach for the marching band's majorettes. I enjoyed building relationships with the girls, teaching them how to play ball and teaching them how to twirl, but more importantly, I enjoyed being a mentor to them, as others had mentored me. I'm sure there are some girls here tonight, and I want to thank them personally for being amazing students and for making me a better person. Getting the opportunity to work with them was a gift, and I learned the more you give back to the community, the more you get back in return in the form of personal satisfaction. Now, as an elected Board of Ed member, I get the chance to work on behalf of all New Britain students and their families. I want to address the inadequate way that the state funds our district. The current funding system is not fair, and it makes the job harder for communities like ours. It is one of the reasons that Connecticut has the largest achievement gap in the nation. And we aren't able to put an iPad in every student's hands. We don't have brand new equipment in every classroom, and many of our school facilities are outdated. But despite all that we lack, we still expect our children to succeed, and they do. We make do with what we have because we're used to it. What we need to do is make sure that we have the best teachers in our classrooms with the skills necessary to educate, even though we may not have all the modern teaching gadgets and state-of-the-art facilities other school districts have. But until the state addresses these funding issues, and that could take quite some time, we can still be great teachers and great students. Going to school in New Britain prepared me for the real world. Some of my best friends growing up lived in mansions, and others lived in the projects. But in New Britain, we don't see people in social classes or in colors, we see them for what's in their hearts. Let me repeat that. We see them for what's in their hearts. And why did I repeat that? Because that's one life lesson that all the money in the world can't buy. In college, it was sadly comical to hear those from other towns stereotype us. I've heard it all. And yes, to be prejudged and labeled is discouraging. It makes you think, why do so many people have such a negative view of my hometown? And the answer is simple. They don't know us. But that's not to say we don't have legitimate issues. There's always room for improvement. And one area I think we should focus is early childhood development. We need to begin teaching our children how to read at earlier ages, in the classroom and at home. Studies show that when a child starts elementary school with a skills deficit, it is very expensive and difficult to make up the difference in later grades, and this needs to be a priority because the future of our city depends on it. We've got to do a better job about getting people to care about other people's children and not just their own. But we can't go forward not admitting that the heart of student success is having great teachers, and we can't afford to settle for anything less than that. But it's not just the adults who bear the responsibility for our community's future. And I'm talking to all the students here tonight now. You, the students in our schools, have the most power to decide whether we succeed or whether we fail. You may not realize that, but you do. Two of my girls. We cannot accomplish what we set out to do unless you support us by valuing your education and understanding that your learning is no one else's responsibility but your own. Teachers will teach, but you have to choose to learn and make the most of the many opportunities that you have here. Now, I am a Republican, but there is an inspiring quote from President Obama on education that I am excited to share with you. And he said, at the end of the day, the circumstances of your life, what you look like, where you come from, how much money you have, what you've got going on at home, none of that is an excuse for neglecting your homework or having a bad attitude. That's no excuse for talking back to your teacher or cutting a line or dropping out of school. It's no excuse for not trying. And in closing, I'd like to issue you all a challenge. The challenge is to keep the lines of communication open. Keep in contact with your local officials. Take a stronger role in our schools. And each and every one of you can help to create positive, lasting change right here in New Britain. The quickest change happens closest to home with your Board of Education, your City Council, your Mayor, and your state legislators. Get to know who they are. Introduce yourselves. Ask them questions because we want to hear from you. We have the ability to make changes that affect your everyday lives. The students who have been successful in New Britain are accomplished because of the support they found at home, in school, in church, in a club, or somewhere else in their community. And I believe that if we keep letting the children of New Britain know that we care about them and their future, they will continue to make us proud. So get up, stand up, and speak out. Let us know what's working and what isn't. Speak out about what we can do to help better educate our youth. Let your voice be heard loud and clear. Keep fighting for the future of our children, not just your own. And together we will see progress, because there is no limit to how much we can accomplish when we do it together.
Erin deserves an applause for a good speech, but she also deserves an applause for a Republican positively quoting President Obama. I'll make sure she gets along. The next